Packers go to Seahawks. Seahawks coming off of a phenomenal division win. Now that they get to host the Packers, Packers are coming off of a tough loss. They did have a mini bye since they were playing on Thursday Night Football last week. So a bit of an extended rest period for them, which will bode well. But Seahawks, +3 home underdogs in the 12th man, 46.5 point total. So kind of middle of the pack there. The model has this game 21.5 to 18.5. So it sees the same 3-point number, a little bit lower scoring than Vegas has it. But same spread nonetheless. BJ, you're kind of particular on this one here. You like the Packers to win, but you like the Seahawks to cover, or at least push.
At least push, yeah.
I do like the Seahawks to win outright. So let's talk about this a little bit. BJ, you like the Packers here. Now, I 100% agree with you. I think they are a top 8 team in the league. They're going to be contenders in the playoffs, absolutely, to make a push for the NFC and make it to the Super Bowl and contend for the Super Bowl. I 100% believe that out of the Packers. Now, that being said, all teams in the NFL are suspect of being beat. No team has shown or proven to be unbeatable. There's weaknesses. Even the teams like the Chiefs and the Lions, we've seen them almost, drop. They both have one loss, but we've seen them cut close, especially the Chiefs. But even the Lions, against the Bears, they were suspect to a loss right there. But Seahawks +3, I like them in the spot because they're at home. Now, if you look at the numbers, when you first look at them, especially from a season-long perspective, you're like, oh, that's not that great. But they've trended so much better. So right now they're sitting around 9th, 10th overall in EPA per play allowed on the defensive side of the ball. That number, was bottom third. They were in the low 20s, earlier this season. And so they have trended upwards, especially after their bye. The Seahawks defense is playing so much better. So much better. So I think at home in a spot like this, they're going to come ready to play, especially against a great team like the Packers. I think Geno is going to show up as well. But on the contrary, let's talk about the Packers. I know there's a couple things you wanted to say about them. This offense is fully healthy. From what it seems like, Josh Jacobs is rolling right now. I mean, they're second overall in rushing yards per game, averaging nearly 145 yards per game on the ground. And this defense is starting to step it up a little bit. You look at their numbers, they're 8th overall in EPA per play allowed. So you can easily paint a picture, especially statistically speaking, of why you like the Packers here. But elaborate a little bit. The Packers are going into the 12th man.
Mm-hmm.
Are you confident they can overcome that, make big plays against this emerging Seahawks defense?
Sorry. See, seems like the Packers' identity currently is Josh Jacobs, and they're very good at that. They're very good at that, second overall in the league and rushing yards a game. They're able to do that, mix the backup backs in there. And on the contrary to that, Seattle is like top in attempts, yards, everything for passing the ball. So it's two type of different identities in this game. And that's why I like the Seahawks to cover, because I feel like there's going to be more opportunity for Seattle to have the ball and have those explosive passing plays based on the Packers wanting to run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I still think the Packers are a better team. And I think the Packers are going to find a way to win this game, but I do think it is really close. And, the Seahawks could win. I'm taking the, cover the points right there. They definitely could. I think it's very difficult to play at 12th man. So I think the Packers are the better team. That's why I have them winning, but more confident in the Seahawks covering here, based upon game styles and kind of how the possessions will go in that direction.
So, I mean, for the Seahawks, talking about them, one thing that they've gotten really, significantly better at comparatively to the earlier in the season, not just on the defense side of the ball, but on the offensive side of the ball, on the defense side of the ball, is generating pressures. They've gotten so much better. They average nearly 10 quarterback pressures a game now on the defensive side of the ball. And that number was around 6 or 7 to start the year. So that pass rush is starting to ramp it up a little bit. And so the, Green Bay offense is pretty good about not allowing too many quarterback pressures. They only average nearly 6. So really solid, but especially in the 12th man where things are going to be chaotic a little bit, I do like the Seahawks to maybe exploit a really good Packers offensive line. As contradictory as that sounds, I think that a team that relies on that facet of their game, if they get blown up a little bit, I think that's when things can start breaking. And, I think they're not going to be able to lean on Jacobs like they have been, to your point.
Yeah.
That one thing their defense has been good is flipping the field. And I think that now the offense for the Seahawks is good enough. They are in, and have great chemistry with each other. They're in cohesion, especially with the emergence of JSN at receiver. I don't think they're going to allow the Packers to flip the ball or to flip the field as easily as the Packers have been. They're not going to. I think they're going to limit the Packers' touches in plus territory on the offensive side of the ball here. I really do like the emergence of the Seahawks defense right now, especially going up. I think it's going to be a close game. Not that many points scored in this game, but I think the Seahawks are going to steal a win at home. So
that would be awesome. It's really cool to see this team progress under Ryan Grubb. Just watch their offense kind of progress as the season goes on, and it's cool. I mean, they're firing at the right time for sure.
Yeah, and I was skeptical about Ryan Grubbs there for the start of the season. I mean, he was using JSN in the same exact way that Shane Waldron was using him, limiting his potential. The offense was just not performing. We've seen Geno Smith, take this offense to new heights, but it seemed like it was just stuck in the mud. So I really like where they're at now, especially on the defense side of the ball, though. I think Mike Macdonald has really done a lot with very little. They don't have guys on defense like some of these other teams do. So for how much they've progressed and trended upward at the end of the season, that's a testament to Mike Macdonald and the job he's done from a coaching perspective. So
just wait till he does get his guys. Wait till he does get some players in there.
Yeah.